Hey there, and welcome to the Queer Profits Podcast, where we dive into topics and issues that nobody wants to talk about in the world, socially or in your business. Queer Profits is all-inclusive. That means that everyone is welcome, and yes, I do mean everyone. If you've ever felt like you didn't fit in, then you found your place, no matter who you are, no matter what. I'm Diane, and on today's episode, instead of an interview, we're going to just be talking to me. So, what I want to talk about today is I've got something that I work people through when I work with people, and I call it just your business framework, right? It's kind of the way I work with people. And what I want to talk to you about is the first step. I'm going to do a series of actually 5 podcasts where I'm going to talk about this particular thing. And so there's really 5 steps in your business framework. And the first one, which is what we're going to talk about today, is how do you strategically engineer your growth? Because the thing that I know is this: every business owner that I have talked to, that I have worked with, that I have had a discussion with, that I've been to an event with, gay, straight, or otherwise, right? LGBTQ plus, doesn't matter who they are. The one thing that they all want is to grow, right? Either to grow financially, to make more profits, to grow as people so that their businesses grow, to be able to help their teams grow, to their staff, whether they're virtual or not, right? To have growth. And growth means different things for different people, right? And so, but the growth that I want to talk about is how do you strategically engineer whatever growth you want, right? And most of the time we're going to talk about it from a monetary perspective, not because that's right or wrong, but simply because that's how we measure, right? That's how we measure things in today's world, is numerically, right? And then numerically in business means dollars, means profits, right? Because here's the thing: you could be making a ton of money, and if it's all going out and there's no profit, what's the point, right? So it's profit, not gross, but net. How much do you actually put in your pocket? How much money goes into your bank account? And here's the thing that happens: people don't think about this strategically. Business owners, as a general rule, and I think even maybe more specific in our community, we just do stuff, right? We get excited. We want to do things. We throw mud on the wall. We try something. And I'm not saying that doesn't work, because sometimes it does. And sometimes that's a great thing, right? You want to try new things. But you also have to be strategic about it. And I see this all the time. People randomly doing things. Even clients of mine who have worked with me for years will come to me and ask me a question. Should I do this or should I do that? Should I not do this? Should I look at a new program? Should I develop this new product? And what I try to always say is, well, I don't know. What does your plan say? What is your plan for this quarter? What's your plan for this 6 months? What's your plan for this year? And if this is part of your plan, and this will strategically get you closer to where you want to be, then yeah, you should do it. But if this takes you off track, if this isn't part of the strategy, if this isn't part of the plan that we've put together for you, if this isn't part of your map, which we'll talk about in session 2 of this series that I'm going to do with you, then no, you shouldn't. Maybe it's something that you do later. Maybe it's something that you put in your journal or in your Evernote or wherever it is that you keep ideas, right? Because not all ideas are made to be acted upon. You get a lot of ideas as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, right? Constantly, your mind is churning. You're looking at things from a business and a marketing perspective, and you think about, I could make that better, or I could do this better, or I could market that thing and help them make money. Your brain just kind of works that way, right? If you're like me anyway, my brain works that way. Everywhere I go, I seem to come away with a business lesson, or I think to myself, there's a better way to do that, right? It's just kind of naturally ingrained in me, and I say naturally ingrained in me, that's not even a true statement. It's become ingrained in me as a business owner and as I've continued my growth and to look at things. But for you, what I want to talk about is this growth process and the fact that it has to be strategic. I talk to pretty much every single client that I have about this point. And strategy means that you're starting with the end in mind. So what's the result that you want? And then how do you get there, right? We sometimes get this confused. We talk about all of these how-to things. Well, I could do this, and I could do that, and I could do this, and I could do that. And yeah, there are hundreds of those things. Here's the issue, though. What's the end result that you're trying to get to? Where do you ultimately want to be in your journey, in your process? What is it that your business is about? Are you looking to, 5 years from now, do you want to sell your business? Are you in growth mode? Are you just starting out? Are you in the mode of, I want to develop more passive income? So all of these points that you have in your business, all of these areas, all these questions that I'm asking you to think about, all create a different strategy. And so if you're just starting out, your business is going to look very different. The strategy that we're going to employ for you to strategically grow your business is going to be very different from somebody who's making 6 figures. I just cracked 100,000. That looks very different. That strategy for growth is going to look different than the person first starting out. The person who's at 100,000 that wants to go to multiple 6, right? Maybe they want to make $500,000. They want to go to $750,000. That's a different strategy than how you got to 100,000. How you made that first $8,333.33 a month, right? The strategy to make 6 figures looks very different than the strategy to make 7. They're just so different. And so when you have, and look, I'm the person that's going to tell you this. Just because you own a business doesn't mean that you have to, your goal should be to have $1 million business. There are plenty of people making $500,000 or $100,000 or $75,000 for that matter who are perfectly happy, who are living the life they want to live. And so if anyone says to you, oh, your next step is $1 million business and that's not your goal, I'm here to tell you, run. That's not necessarily the case. I know a woman, a good friend of mine, I've known her in business for probably 20 years, maybe longer than that. And she had $1 million business. And now she has a business that she makes about $500,000 a year. But here's her thing. She has a child. She's a teenager now. But her thing is, Diane, I get up in the morning and have breakfast with my kid. That's what she calls her, my kid, right? She has breakfast with her kid. She leaves and takes her daughter to school. She comes back about 9 o'clock. She works until about 3 when she goes and picks up her daughter again, and she takes her to practice in her games. She's athletic, right? And they take weekends off. She doesn't work weekends. So imagine 9 to 3, Monday through Friday, because that's what she wants. And she's built about $500,000 business, and she's happy. Good for her. That's her strategy. And so she doesn't want to grow her business anymore. What she does every year is sits down and we look at how do you strategically maintain what you have, right? Are you going to do the same things? Do you need to add things? What is it that you need to do so that you can maintain this lifestyle? Totally different than somebody who's building to that, right? So strategically engineering your growth is going to look different for everyone. There are no such thing. There are certain things in business that are cookie cutter. That's the same, right? Marketing is marketing, and yet marketing is different when it's your business as opposed to someone else's, right? We market things a little differently maybe for an insurance business that we do a car salesman or a catering business or a quilter or an author or a coach, right? All those things, they're going to be tweaks on things. And so cookie cutters as a general rule are not what you want in your business. You want specific things that are strategically engineered for you. The way you do that is either to work with somebody or to sit down and spend some time doing this every single year. And I certainly have opportunities for coaching. I certainly have opportunities for events and things like that I do, and courses and all of those things. But I really want to stress the importance in this is you have to strategically look at your business. And if you're not strategically looking at your business on a regular basis, at least every quarter, at least looking at where are we? Are we on track? Are we ahead? Are we behind? What are we focusing in on this quarter, right, to get us to where we want to go in the next 12 to 18 months? The strategy for your growth is the critical part of the growth of your business. So that's part 1 of your business framework. There are 3 more parts and a bonus part that I'm going to talk to you about as we move through this series. and as we go through this. And these will be shorter videos than when I do interviews with people, but it's really important and it's critical, and this is one of my big give backs, not only to business owners, but specifically to our community and the business owners in our community, because I believe that when you sit down and you I know it for a fact. It's not a belief, it's a fact. It's 30 years of empirical evidence of working literally with thousands of business owners and watching what happens when you strategically look at what you're doing. And if every week you look at, okay, what's the strategy that we're working on? What's the things that we're working on? And are we strategically moving to where we want to be? Your business, the face of your business will change. Now, here's the thing. Is this work? Does this take effort? Yes, but you're going to put effort into your business whether you're succeeding and getting where you want to go or whether you're falling short. So the question is, do you want to put in the right effort at the right time so that you can have the success that you want and you can have the growth that you want, make the money that you want, make the difference in the world that you want? Or do you just want to throw mud on the wall and have half of what your effort is, half of what you're doing, not work? It's up to you. I say let's strategically engineer your growth. Let's put together a GPS for you. Let's look at what the result is that you want and put your plan and plan all of that backwards so that you can get where you want to go. Not in the next 20, 30 years, but in the next 20, 30 months. Maybe less than that. Maybe 20, 30 days. Maybe 90 days, right? There's so much growth that can happen when you do this in the right way, when you strategically look at what it is that you're doing in your business, how you're doing it, and the way you want to do it. So if you have questions, if I can help you, reach out, let me know, make comments, send an email, whatever it is that you want to do, and let me know. But strategically engineering your growth is the first step for your business framework. So that's it for today's edition of Queer Profits Podcast. Thanks for being here. I hope you enjoyed this. Whether you're queer or straight, we all have these issues in our life and in our business, certainly in our businesses if you're a business owner. If you want to be more profitable as a business owner, I've got a free report for you. Simply go to queerprofits.com. It's the 3 keys to growing your business fast, getting more clients, and making more money. And that's certainly something that we all want to do. If you have ideas about what you'd like to see in the podcast, let me know. I'm open to that. If you're a business owner and you think you have something to add, I would love to interview you. So reach out and let us know. Until next time, I'm Diane Conklin. Make it a great day.